going on, guys? We're back with another backyard simulator video. Today we're playing Traigh or Traigh, not sure how you pronounce it, something like that, in Scotland. Part of the top 59 hole courses in the world, highly rated. We'll see if some of these holes are a fun and quirky layout, assuming they're all highly rated, not by me, but by people around the world, that this is supposed to be a good 9-hole course. So, using the Garmin Approach R10 as the launch monitor, using Home Tee Hero inside the Garmin Golf app as simulator software, Country Club Elite mat, and hitting into some 10x7 nets. So, let's go ahead and get started. First hole is a par 3, 110 yards, up 2, so we're looking at 112. I believe we're going to try and do a choke down pitching wedge. 112, that's right in the range of a full 52 for me, or a choke down pitching wedge. So we're going to go a little more controllable choke down pitching wedge and see if we can get off to a good start at Traigh or Traigh golf course in Scotland. Decent swing, popped it up, so that could be short. Or a little long, 5 yards long, decent number though. Pretty solid contact on that swing. +2 should be a par to start it off. Second hole, par 5. I'm assuming and kind of hoping that this is somewhat of a link style course out in Scotland, so meaning relatively flat and not a whole lot of trees, water, hazards and whatnot to go around, just relatively open, so should be helpful off the tee. We're going to aim up here and hit driver for the first time. It should be a decent first tee shot there. Relatively straight, should be out there. Didn't quite make it to that fairway. Wasn't off the middle of the club face, but we're 244, at least playable in the middle, so we're out of the rough, which is going to take 10% off. We've got 208 to the pin, up 4, so that's it's putting us, I guess, just a little short. It's putting us 210, so we need an extra basically 2 yards, so 212 and then call it another 20. So we're looking at 232. I believe that should be 4 hybrid territory. Up until recently, I've been struggling with these off the deck. I have figured out, I think slightly, hopefully, possibly, something with them to basically make better contact and launch them a little bit higher. That including opening up the club face just a tad, fixing my grip just a little bit, and going a little more towards the front of my foot and kind of swinging up on it just a little bit. We'll see if that remains true here. It's going to be left, but it should be out there. Alright, decent number for not great contact. Probably a good thing we didn't catch it all the way. We would have been 10-20 yards past it. But for the second shot on a par 5, that's not too bad. So we've got 17 yards plus another 1 or 2, so we're right around 18-19 yards here. Hopefully put this on the green from 18 yards, but more specifically inside that inner circle, and get out of here for the second hole, par 5, with a decent score. Ah, that's a bad swing. It worked out. I wasn't trying to do that, but that was a skull job to the right. Probably a generous birdie. That wouldn't have been too bad on course, but from what I was trying to do with a 56, that was more of a low bump and run, which was not intentional. So, third hole, par 3. We've got 162, but down 14. So we're hitting way down into this green. So that would be 152, 148. That's either a strong closed down pitching wedge or a soft 9. And we're gonna opt for the choke down, softer 9. And hopefully get a smoother, better swing with better contact on it. Caught it off the toe. That's going to be way right and short. So much for a good smooth swing. All right. 66 down 4, so we're at 62 plus another 6, so we need 68. It's going to be about a 50%, 52. It's going to be a little left and hopefully not too long. A little long. 69 yards. Nice. Squeaked out that +1 for par. We'll take that. Fourth hole, par 4. Short par 4. 246. So we're gonna aim there through those trees and hopefully get a halfway decent strike. If we really pepper one out there, we're gonna be long, but I haven't been swinging the driver super great as of late, so this could be right in the wheelhouse of a drivable short par 4 here. Club twisted. That's going to be low and way left. Not what we were looking for. And now we're going to mess with this tree from 50 yards up once. We're at 51 plus another 5 because we're in the rough, so we need 56. But I don't think with that tree right there we'll be able to get it up and down between 56 yards. So I think I'm going to do a 50-yard bump and run with an 8-iron. Looks like a relatively tall tree, so it should be able to go underneath it. Came out left. And a little too much on it. Kind of tough doing a 50-yard bump and run when you can't really see. I feel like those shots inside of about 50 yards are more of a feel shot versus hitting a specific number, at least for me right now. But that's just an excuse. I should hopefully not have to put myself in that situation, but we probably will going forward, so should be able to get some practice with certain punch shot numbers, which will be handy to have on course. So we've got 16 yards plus another 1 or 2, so we're looking at 17, 18 yards here. I have found with the R10, sometimes my alignment gets a little jacked up. If I play this a bunch and then go out onto a course, I feel like sometimes my alignment, I'm kind of just not swinging mindlessly, but basically just aiming for the middle of the net every time. I'm not picking a specific target back there, which I probably should. But I have found that it is helpful, especially around the green, to basically have a number. If I never used to do it, but just off the green, if you've got like a 25 or 30 yard chip shot, it is nice to be able to go kind of into my memory bank into here and think about how far I choked down on my 56 and how much power I used. These numbers are still, they're not exactly accurate on course, but they're pretty close, so I get a ballpark range of what I think I need to do for that kind of shot on course, which is kind of cool. Should be decent there. I was right down the middle. Tad long. And I mean, as opposed to going to a driving range or not practicing at all, in my book, the more swings the better. So even if there's, for the first few holes on course, even the first 9 holes, if you have to make slight adjustments, if you're used to doing something here in the simulator versus what you actually need to be doing on course for that day, I feel like in the long run, this is only going to be beneficial. At least that's what I hope. So 5th hole, par 3, we've got 132 down 7. So we need 125. Should be pretty close. Should be a slight choke down pitching wedge. Caught that thin. So 14 yards plus another 1.5, so we need about 15. Caught that thin as well and left. That might be a hair long. +1, probably a bogey, par. We'll take that. Scrambling our way through. 6th hole, par 4. So through 5, we're even. Not too bad for not hitting a ton of great shots so far. This is an interesting line. I think the green, yeah, the green's up here. I don't want to mess with those trees, so maybe we'll go there. Put a slight draw on it. Up 8 yards, so we need about 258 from where we're aiming. Should be decent if we don't catch a tree. We'll take that. Not swinging it super quick with the driver as of late, but still trying to figure out some accuracy wise, and then we'll bump up some of the intensity and swing speed if we can once we start getting more dialed in dispersion wise. Seems to be everything, at least with this driver, that's a 9.5. I've explained it in the past, that's turned up. So I think it's a degree up. So I think we're right around 10.5, but that closes the club face. So the past, I guess, this is my 5th year golfing. Basically every other year, and even with my old driver, the miss was always to the right, slicing it. So past few weeks here with this driver, everything seems to be left. So eventually we'll get it dialed in to where maybe I'm still aiming too far right and I'm overcooking it, but eventually I would think we'd be able to dial it in to where we're only 5 to 10-ish yards either way. At least that's the plan. So we got 21 plus another 2, we need 23. Chipping would be pretty cool for an eagle. That was right down the middle if it's the number. It might be a little short. Yep. Ended up with a par. I was only a yard or two short from being a bird, unfortunately. 7th hole, par 5. Alright, here we go. Nice and open. Relatively straight. We're going to try to step on one a little bit with the driver. I think, from what I just explained, I would assume I need to just open up the club face and my stance just a tad and aim a little more down the middle. Should straighten it out versus drawing it so much, I would think. It's pretty much the opposite of what I had to do the past 4 years. Started right, should come back a little. That's a little better, 262. On course, when I would consider a decent tee shot. Pretty good contact would be like 275-ish. If I really catch one good, get closer to that 300 number, but we'll take 262 right down the middle. So we got 209. Could go 5 iron. Could go 5 hybrid. 5 iron would be a little more consistent, but if we hit it fat, it'll be way shorter than the 5 hybrid. So if we hit this 5 hybrid really clean, we're gonna be long. We'll see. I've been hitting, I think I've had these irons for 3 years, around about. I think I used hand-me-down clubs for about 2. So I've been hitting that 5 iron for a good 3 years. Might as well get some practice in with these new hybrids this year. It was straight, but it wasn't struck great. Hopefully ends up all right. All right. Birdie, baby. Camel shorts. We're out here hunting for birdies and eagles is the joke. The poor dad joke. All right. 8th hole, par 4. Dogleg right, but there's nothing out here, so if we get into any trouble off of this tee box, I might just have to pack it up and go home. Or, I guess I'm already home. Go inside. Alright, let's see if we can do the same thing here. Open it up just a tad. Aim a little straighter. Popped it way up. It's pitiful. 187 yards. I can hit my 5 iron. I can hit my 6 iron further than that off the tee. So we got 177 up 7. That's 184 plus another 18. So we're at 194, about 202. We're gonna go 5 iron. We're somehow 1 under. Pretty good contact, but it was Started right, so that's gonna spray probably a good 10-ish yards to the right. It looks pretty close to pin high though. We're 17 yards to the right, so I think that was a decent number club-wise, and it was even decent contact. I just sprayed it to the right, which is tough, but 17 plus another 1 or 2, so we need 18-ish, 19 yards here. That's left. Should not be that far left from a 20-yard shot. Got lucky with the inner circle, but not happy with that wedge shot. All right, 9th hole, par 3. 173 down 13. So we're at 160. Should be nice full 9-iron. May come up just a tad short, but we're going to put a nice smooth swing on it, maybe close down the club face just a tad. Caught that heavy, but it's straight. That's probably going to be 10-ish yards short if I had to guess, maybe 15. Unless we did our math wrong, we're 18 short. And that was 153. Must have not done that math correctly there. So, 18 yards to finish this off. We're 1 under. Still left, not as far left as the last one, but and too long. I think these wedge shots are really going to start focusing on hitting down into this mat more. So, from Traigh or Traigh golf club, we ended up with a 34 and we shot even par. So, can't be too mad at that. Only 1 out of 5 fairways hit. We did swing the driver a little bit better. We popped some up, but there was a few that were decent. Only 1 out of 5 and 4 out of 9 greens in regulation, which is pretty close to that 50% number. Would like to be 5+, but not horrendous. And then 14 putts from 9 holes. Also not too bad. A little bit better, about 1.5 putts per hole. So we ended up going par, birdie, par, bogey, par, par, birdie, par, and then a bogey, unfortunately, on the 9 to go even par 34. But that was a pretty easy layout, as I suspected. Kind of a link style golf course, so there weren't a whole lot of obstructions, trees, bunkers, water hazards, and whatnot to go around. So a little bit easier. Yeah, I think that's all I got. No new updates that I can think of from Traigh Golf Course in Scotland. I will see you guys at the next course.